Don't go into it as like, okay, I have to be keto for the rest of my life. I have to be strict keto for the rest of my life. I cannot make any mistakes. No. Staying away from carbs. Yes, it is hard. It is very hard to stay away from carbs. Best advice, go to your pantry. Everything you see in there that's gonna knock you off track, that's like has a bunch of temptation, throw it away. Just get rid of it. You don't need it. Out of sight, out of mind. And so it's not even there so for you to tempt you or make those mistakes. So just get rid of all the junk in your pantry, in your household that's gonna keep tripping you up on your ketogenic journey, and stop putting yourself in those bad situations, those social events. If you know you're gonna go somewhere where there's gonna be nothing but just bad food, alcohol, bad decisions, don't put yourself in that situation. Okay, another one, performance in the gym, answered that already. No bread, bro. Sad face, yes, I get it. If you're a big fan of bread, obviously you can't have that on keto, but there are many different options. There are many different low carb and keto friendly breads. I can't name them all right now, but there are plenty. Like I said, it's 2021, okay? If you were to start keto back in 2014, back in 2015, there was no options. You just had to make things from scratch. Now there's keto pizza, keto ice cream, muffins, buns, like everything. There's just keto everything. So whatever you think you can have, trust me, there's a keto version of it. All right, so this person said the hardest thing about the ketogenic diet is sustainability. And that's just gonna be to each individual, right? Like, make something sustainable, you have to make it a lifestyle. So yeah, if you're gonna try to do strict keto for the rest of your life, you're gonna fail. It's just gonna happen. Things are gonna happen in your life, weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, life events, stress, just so many things will happen in your life where you're gonna get off track, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're all human, right? So I don't even look at myself as like I do the ketogenic diet. This is just a lifestyle to me. This is the way I eat. I'm always eating chicken, steak, fish, eggs, some type of veggies, butter, you know, macadamia nuts and avocados. Like, that's just the way I eat. I don't even look at it anymore as like I do the ketogenic diet. And that's how I've made it so sustainable. So if you want to make it sustainable, make it a lifestyle. Don't go into it as like, okay, I have to be keto for the rest of my life. I have to be strict keto for the rest of my life. I cannot make any mistakes. No, don't do that, okay? Instead, be like, you know what? I'm gonna eat like this for the rest of my life. So this one time that I have this whatever carbs, I'll be okay. Or this anniversary, or this wedding, or my birthday, or my spouse's birthday, or whatever that may be, whatever life event, right? You'll be okay because this is the way you eat for the rest of your life. Okay, next one. For this person, the hardest thing about keto is no pasta. And I actually know this person. Her name is Monica. She's from my hometown. And I believe she is Italian. So yes, I get it. If you are Italian and you're doing the ketogenic diet, it's gonna be hard for you. But luckily, there are many options you can choose from. Now, I actually just did a Walmart grocery haul the other day looking for this specific noodle that you can use for pasta. But also, why don't you just do it the old-fashioned way? Use zucchini noodles. You can also pick these up at Target. They come in like a clear box, and they're already chopped up or already like whatever, made into noodles. So there you go. Find a low-carb marinara sauce, get the meatballs, you got the zucchini noodles, and then there you go. That will get you past not being able to have pasta. I promise you, having zucchini noodles tastes just as good as having regular spaghetti. Don't kill me for that, but I promise. Now, your Italian family probably won't like it, but hey, it's still pretty good. Hardest thing for keto for me is not having cheat meals during birthdays or holidays. I've talked about this many times, guys. Remember, memories over your diet. That is how we've made this ketogenic diet so sustainable. You guys know me. On holidays, I am going to just make time with my family, enjoy the moments. The last thing I'm gonna be thinking about is macros, foods, fats, or any of that. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm there for the memories because, like this person said, for birthdays or holidays, none of our time on earth is guaranteed. I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm done recording this video and I get in my car. I could get into a car wreck. Okay, God forbid I don't, knock on wood, but our time is not guaranteed. So God forbid you think about keto and macros and fats and you're thinking about all these other things on someone's birthday, and that's the last birthday you spend with that person. That's the last time you're with that loved one, and you were thinking about a diet? Come on, bro, come on. What are you doing? Live to make memories. Your diet will come second. If you look at it as it's a lifestyle in the grand scheme of things, that one day is not a big deal. Hardest thing about keto is getting past the doctor. Hey, I get it. I can dedicate a whole video to this topic. You have a lot of doctors out there who don't want to preach anything about exercise, don't want to say anything about nutrition. They just want to put you on medication, give you this, give you that. Then you got to get on this so it can combat the side effects of that. Then you got to get on this so it can stop the side effects of this. It's a never ending story, right? But 3 people that I highly recommend you go check out. One is Dr. Ken Berry. He actually has a book that's called The Lies My Doctor Told Me. There you go. Big advocate of the ketogenic diet and carnivore. Go check out Dr. Jamie Seaman, Dr. Fit and Fabulous. She is a practicing OBGYN, huge advocate of keto and carnivore. 2 amazing doctors. And then another person is Mike Munsell. He's not a doctor, but he's just so smart in medical science, and he just knows so much about everything. And all 3 of them are huge advocates of a low carb ketogenic lifestyle. And these 3 will dive deep into the science. I mean, deep. Okay, I don't go that deep into science. Okay? I just kind of just give you my goody beats version, but they'll really like get down and dirty and all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, they can really break it down for you. But those are 3 people that I highly recommend you go check it out. Hardest thing for keto is hitting macros while staying in a calorie deficit. Yes, I can understand how this can be hard, because for those who don't understand this, when you do keto and you're eating fat, fat is a higher calorie. Carbs are only 4 calories, right? 1 gram of carbs is only 4 calories. So as you add them up, you know, if you 100 grams of carbs, 100 grams of fat, the fat is much more in calories. So like everything else, just because you're doing keto doesn't mean you're gonna automatically lose weight. You can still be in a calorie surplus. You need to be tracking your macros. So I guess that's the best advice I can give you. Like, you know, don't be going crazy on the fats. Don't go out of control and have 250, 300 grams of fat if you're trying to lose weight. Like, that's just, you're gonna be in a huge calorie surplus. Hardest thing for keto is not eating enough protein. What are you talking about? If you're doing the ketogenic diet, protein should be the last thing you should be having trouble eating. I mean, just think about it. When you do keto, what are you eating? Steak, chicken, beef, turkey, eggs, all high protein sources, fish, okay? You should not have an issue getting your protein in if you're doing the ketogenic diet. That should be very easy for you. You should be aiming to get 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, which tells me you're probably gonna have to eat more than 1 meal. I'm just saying. For all you OMADs out there, nothing wrong with OMAD. I'm just saying, if you need to get your protein in, it's gonna be hard to do it with only eating 1 meal a day. You're gonna need to eat more like 4, 5 meals, maybe even 6. Yes, I said it, 6 meals. I know, that's crazy, right? You can do it. Okay, next one. The hardest thing about keto is the variety of food. What are you talking? What are you talking about? I just said this. Look, if we go to a restaurant and you order a nice juicy steak, a baked potato, and a side salad, and then I come over and say, hey, I'm taking this. You get to pick one thing. What are you gonna pick? You for damn sure ain't gonna pick that side salad, and you'd be crazy if you pick that baked potato. What are you gonna ask for? You're gonna ask for that nice, juicy, buttery ribeye. So there you go. If anything, keto is allowing you to eat the best foods only, right? And so don't tell me that you don't have a variety. Like I've said this many times, there are many varieties of different things of foods that you think you can't have anymore, but now you can have because they're keto friendly, right? That is one of the laziest excuses I've ever, I can ever hear, and I have heard, is that, oh, I can't do keto, bro, because there's just not enough good food. What? So you don't like bacon, you don't like pork chops, you don't like steak, you don't like butter, you don't like avocados, you don't like macadamia nuts, you don't like eggs, you don't like turkey, you don't like fish. What is wrong with you? Come on, man. Hardest thing about keto is beer. Cheers, I get it. Hey, stick to low carb beers or liquor and water, but be careful. Don't drink and drive. The hardest thing about keto is how to get started. Don't overcomplicate keto. I see people do this all the time. They overcomplicate it. They try to make these fancy recipes because they saw this person on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, and so they want to make this crazy recipe. Dude, the way I break down my food is, where's my fat source? Where's my protein source? Where's my carb source? And I'm done. Like, that is how I judge my food. I get my steak, I get my butter, my avocado oil, macadamia nuts, avocados, whatever, a little bit of vegetables, boom, that's my meal. Don't overcomplicate it. Find what meals are easy for you to cook, that you can stick with, that you like, so you can make it easier for you to stay consistent and make it a lifestyle. Hardest thing about keto is saying no to ice cream. I get it, ice cream's tough, but luckily I just did a Walmart video and I went to Walmart, showed you what keto ice creams you can get, put it right there, go check it out. Also, if you remember 2 years ago, I came out with my own ice cream. I think it was called Creamy Goody Crunch. It was amazing. Only thing is that I was coming up with that ice cream when I was doing my keto cut 2 years ago. And let's just say I did not get the results I wanted 2 years ago because I was eating too much of my own ice cream. A true story. Hardest thing about keto is temptation. Don't put yourself in those situations. If you know something's gonna come up, don't go. If you know someone's gonna come over and they're gonna like just bring this beer, tell them you can't come over, I'm sorry, because I have goals and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I really need to start putting me and my health first. Okay, this is a funny one, and I'll give you one clue, like just one guess. Who do you think answered this? Hardest thing about keto for me is telling my boyfriend we need to eat the sausage and stop playing with him. Just one person. Just who do you think wrote that? Just one person. Let me know in the comments. Okay, here's the last and final one. Hardest thing about keto for me is counting macros. I have to work, I have to raise a family, I have to do all these other things. I have a busy life. Counting macros can get tough and then I end up just getting lazy. So yes, I will say this. If you are new to doing the ketogenic diet, I would highly recommend you don't start counting macros, okay? It's too much for you. You're already doing something that you're not used to, something that's foreign to you, and then on top of that, you're gonna start incorporating macros. Like, that could get pretty tough, and I totally understand that. I always say this, do keto first, find out what foods you like, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then you can slowly start getting into macros. And on top of that, if you're someone who just needs to lose like 5 or 10 pounds for the summer, you most likely don't need to count macros. You can most likely just eyeball things as long as you're making sure you're getting enough fat, carbs, and protein, you know, in your meals just by eyeballing it, you should be able to lose 5 to 10 pounds, no problem. But if you're someone that like has a very, very strict deadline, you need to lose a lot of weight, then most likely you are going to eventually have to start counting your macros because you're gonna get to that point where, Logan, I hit a plateau, I can't lose weight anymore, what's going on? And then we start counting your macros, you're like, yeah, well, because you're in a huge calorie surplus. Well, I didn't know that. Well, of course you didn't, because you're not counting your macros. So, but again, that will come later on. Remember, this is not a race. This is life. This is for the rest of your life, right? You want to eat healthy for the rest of your life. So just give it time, be patient. Learn how to count macros, but you don't have to do it right when you open up the gate and start the ketogenic diet. Also, another thing, there are apps out there that you can use like MyFitnessPal and Carb Manager. These apps get familiar with you. They get to know you. They get familiar with what you eat. And what I mean by that is every time you put meals and you track your meals, it saves that meal. So for me, when I did my keto cut, I ate the same freaking meals every single day at the same time, every week, right? Hardly ever did things change. And so once I put those meals in, they're saved, they're there. I don't ever have to count macros anymore because I already know I'm gonna have this meal. And so I just click that, I'm having this meal, like the same meal I had yesterday, boom, counts my macros. It makes it that much easier. So you only have to put in like the data one time, and then once it's in there, it saves it and you're good. It makes the process that much easier. So not only will counting macros become easier for you because you'll get familiar with doing it more and more, but these apps will make it so much easier. So no excuses on why you can't track macros. Everybody has a phone, everyone can download apps, and these apps are free. So take advantage of them. So there you go, everybody. That is gonna be the end of the video. I hope it did help some of you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? What are you doing, fam? Hit that subscribe button. It really helped me out, help out the channel, help out the algorithm, help my channel get discovered. If you could share it on your Facebook, that would mean the world to me, the world. And I wanna know from you, what is the hardest thing about keto for you? I asked my Instagram family, but now I'm asking my YouTube family. I really wanna know personally for you, what is the hardest thing about the ketogenic diet? Let me know in the comments below. That's gonna be it. I'll see you on the next video. Love you guys. Peace.